Just when you thought Mass Effect 2 couldn't get any more cooler. Well, it's still on the rise of being much, much cooler. Hi, my name is NikoTheLegend, also known as the well-mannered teenager, the snowflake, and the rambling idiot. And I'm here to tell you about another cut character that was on, let's just say that was just on the board, along with a bunch of other awesome characters that we're going to release with Mass Effect 2, but were cut in the end. Yes, I'm talking about this class called the Techno Hippie. Yes, I'm talking about this character, the Techno Hippie, which could have been adorably immersion breaking. That's right, I did a video on this previously with Mass Effect 2 cut characters, and that was a lot of fun to find out about this Quarian King, or Demolitions Expert, or Pyro Bro, or so on and so forth, but they ended up being they ended up making spiritual successors to those characters, like Jack and Zaid, and to match those personalities. Now, the Techno Hippie, I was contemplating on doing this or not because it was like such a small thing, but people like Mass Effect 2, so why not? Alright, here we go. The Techno Hippie. When designing any game, I'm going to read the article by the way, because I'm lazy, but I like to give you the fine details at the same time, so enjoy. When designing any game, there are some characters that make the cut and some that don't. For a universe expansive as Mass Effect, it makes sense that some of the original character ideas ended up on the cutting room floor or getting reworked into the character players know and maybe love, maybe hate today. Mass Effect 2 had 12 total companions, and recently a new video has surfaced explaining all the cut characters from the trilogy's second entry. Among these characters included concepts that would later become Garrus Vakarian, as well as bits and pieces showing up in Jack and Zaid Masani. See? What'd I tell you? Others were cut entirely, but definitely would have been interesting companions aboard the Normandy. One of the cut characters was the Techno Hippie, who would have been a 45-year-old Solarian who was both an intergalactic stoner and an incredible hacker. This concept would have been hilarious to see in the game, but at the same time, it's a bit difficult to imagine a stoner character in the middle of the Reaper War and gearing up for Mass Effect 2 suicide mission with so much at stake. Hey, honestly, sometimes we need characters like that just know how to chill, just know how to Netflix and chill and just roll a fat one. Now, as demonstrated in the Mass Effect game, Solarians are incredibly intelligent, but also have a darker manipulative streak to them. The Solarians and the Asari were actually the first two alien races to make it to the Citadel and create the Citadel Council, meaning they were among the first aliens to discover travel by mass relay. However, activating a certain mass relay also led to the Rachni, an alien race that gave the Council a headache and a half. So this is just going a little bit into the Solarian history, recruiting the Krogan Rebellions, the Rachni War, and then the Genophage. So, who the Techno Hippie would have been? According to the document that BioWare's Mac Walters recounts and explains, the Techno Hippie would have been introduced as an anarchist hacker that Shepard is trying to find before government agents do. He would have been an isolationist, so Shepard would have had to travel to the very edges of the galaxy to find him living among the space-age equivalent of potheads and flower children. Hippies. Yeah, literally hippies. The Techno Hippie would have been heavily inspired by Tommy Chong, but also one of the best hackers and programmers in the galaxy. He would have been easygoing to a fault with a pretty bad memory. It's not hard to envision a character like this, but it definitely would have been strange to see it played out by a Solarian. Most Solarians are fast, focused, and pretty far from the stoner stereotype, so it may have broken the immersion of the Mass Effect universe if the Techno Hippie had made an appearance. Rest assured, though, the Techno Hippie would have also been absolutely delightful to play with and interact with. So in that regard, it's definitely a shame he didn't make it into the final cut of Mass Effect 2. Though players cannot play with the Techno Hippie, Mass Effect Legendary Edition's release will allow them to interact with their favorite of the 12 companions again in the remastered version of Mass Effect 2. Alright, so with that said, how do you guys feel about a Techno Hippie class? Do you think that would have been proper for this game? Do you think they should have kept it in there? Let me give you my personal input. I don't do pot myself. I don't know why it took me a while to say that. But I think in terms of having a character like this, and for people that do pot, they know how to chill, they know how to relax, they know how to just have a nice time, okay? And just talk to you, be down to earth with you, right? And sometimes we kind of need that, especially during wartime. When Reapers are invading, why not? Why not have a Solarian that just knows how to just chill, right? It would be kind of cool to see what kind of abilities and see how this character would look or dress. Who knows? It could have been a female or male Solarian. Even if it said in the article if it was going to be a male Solarian, it doesn't matter. They could change it at the last second. So I think, why not? Why not? Mass Effect already has a bunch of interesting, crazy characters already. I think it would have been funny, the comic relief. Maybe a bit too on the nose and a bit too relatable to some people, but sometimes you need that. You need to make that personal connection. It doesn't always have to be about the typical archetypes, right? Like the hero archetype, we don't always need to have that in our face at all times. But Miranda's butt, that's a different story. So, this is another character that was cut in the end of Mass Effect 2's development. How does it make you guys feel? Do you want to see a character like this in the future installments? How would have this changed your perspective on Mass Effect 2? Let me know down in the comments below. And I have been your host, NikoTheLegend, also known as the Well-Mannered Teenager and the Snowflake. And, it's really... It's pretty neat to see all this extra information about our favorite games like this. After so many years, right? We get to see how much more in-depth this game could have or would have, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it might one day in future installments for the foreseeable future. Well, Pathfinders, I hope you have a great day, and if not, well, I got plenty of content to show you, so feel free to subscribe to NikoTheLegend. I'm here, and I'm here, along with Miranda's butt.